So today's guest is a friend of ours, mine and my brother Julio's, since I think middle school. We met following guest in middle school, I think, at Ernesto Serna. Right?
Yeah, Serna down in Socorro, middle drain.
Yeah, we went on a different path, and somehow, some way, not too long ago, we reconnected, and we have here Gerardo Torres, Jerry Torres. What's up, man? How you been?
I've been good, bro. Just living life, and it's good to see you guys. Thank you for bringing me here and inviting me to your podcast.
Awesome. Jerry, I know that, for a lot of people that went to school with all three of us, they've known what I've been up to. They've known what my brother's been up to, but very few people know what you've been up to or where you were, what you were doing. So without further ado, tell us a little bit more where you've been the past X amount of years.
Yeah, definitely. And yes, we do. We go way back. We're Serna Wolfpack in the middle school. The Wolfpack. So
Tenías la Blaster.
Yep, we
the
had
red
the Blaster.
Yamaha Blaster.
You guys had your Troy Lee. You had the Troy Lee, right?
Troy Lee Predator.
The Predator. And we used to go riding and everything. We ended up going to high school. We ended up graduating. I graduated in 08. Julio, what year you graduated?
09 from Socorro. But during that time, you went to Del Valle too, no?
I went to Del Valle. I played football. I was a conquistador because I got kicked out of Socorro. And then I came back to Socorro. I graduated in 08.
Okay.
And then for a little bit, I went to the oil field with a couple of other guys that we grew up with. And with Charlie, with Richard, and with Isaac.
And Loman.
Yeah. And we're over there, and then I ended up doing that for about like 2 years, maybe 18 months, and I just got tired, bro. I like getting paid. I just don't like working, but yeah. I think we all could relate to that, right?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I came back to El Paso. I think it's safe to say that here in the borderland, we're all aware of what goes on here. We have our sister city, Juarez. And I was involved in drug smuggling. I was, you could say, part of organized crime. And I got involved around 2012 when I came back from the oil field. I did that for a couple of months. And I ended up getting caught with 8 kilos of cocaine in 2013. And I went away for a long time. So what I didn't know at that time was something called the mandatory minimum laws. So Ronald Reagan, you remember, you guys know who Ronald Reagan is?
Reaganomics.
Well, he declared the war on drugs, and him and his administration, they passed some laws called the mandatory minimum laws. So there's a chart, there's a drug sentencing chart, and depending on how much you get caught with and what you get caught with, you fall under a bracket. Mm-hmm. I ended up falling under the 10 to life bracket. I could have got life, but since it was my first time, I got 2 10s. I got 10 for the importation, and I got 10 for the attempt to distribute. They ran them concurrent.
Concurrent, that's what I was going to ask you.
They ran them concurrent, and I ended up doing a little bit under a decade in federal prison.
And we're about the same age, right? What year were you from?
I'm from 1990. I'm 33 right now. I went to prison when I was 23.
Yeah. So you did a little bit under a decade.
Yeah. And my paperwork's clean. I didn't snitch. I got it at the house.
Making sure.
Everything can be verified on the internet because the internet is...
Because it's public record, no?
Definitely,
in the state of Texas.
Definitely. I think if you go on Pacer, you pay like a little subscription fee or whatever, and you could see anybody's paperwork. Mm-hmm. Like if they're snitching or if they're cooperating... You know who they are.
So how do you know that they're cooperating? Is it like, cabrón, how come I got 10 and you got 2?
Exactly.
How come you got probation and I...
So if I get caught at the border, or if I get caught in North Carolina, or if I'm a teacher, or if I'm a drug dealer from the projects, it's the same shit. You fall under a bracket. Mm-hmm. Those are the mandatory minimum laws. So when you go to court, if the judge doesn't give you that mandatory minimum, he's breaking the law.
So you
knew.
Have to.
So just to kind of backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
When you say you got caught with 8 kilos of cocaine, that was at the border, that was here in El Paso, that was crossing?
No. I got caught at the border, port of entry, Zaragoza, here in El Paso, right there by the hood in Socorro, in the lower valley.
And when you were what was? Do you remember the day?
Of
that it
course.
was?
You were driving?
Yeah, I had a 2008 Jeep Cherokee. I was more mad about the Jeep than the 8 bricks. I'm not gonna lie. I love that truck, man.
Okay.
It's gone now.
So you were driving, and
I was driving
because I've heard that at times it's like a lot of muling, and they say, hey, this guy in a Jeep Cherokee is going over there with 8, but then I have a truck 3 cars behind
40,
with
30.
100, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think you were part of that, or do you think it was just the luck of the draw that time?
Will I know? No. But what I can tell you, deep down in my heart, no. Because
No, what?
there was other instances where it should have gone wrong and it went totally sweet. So, I can't go into detail about that. But do I feel that I got told on? No, I don't feel like I got told on. And usually people who get told on, they don't have bricks. They have a couple of pounds of weed or something.
Yeah. So you're in line. You're a couple of cars away. You're like, yeah. How much were you looking to make once you crossed over?
Well, unfortunately, those bricks don't stay here in El Paso. They have to go to a certain destination to get more bang out of your buck, so to speak. So, they weren't gonna stay here in the border, but that's above my pay grade.
That's not your problem.
Yeah,
Your
that's not my
problem
problem.
is
Yeah.
you're a transporter.
Mine was just
How much
smuggling
were you
here.
gonna get just for jumping them, as you will, as they say?
Maybe a couple grand. Maybe
Okay.
a couple grand. I can't go into numbers, obviously, because we're on the internet, and definitely the
Is
feds
it-
are all over this. Yeah.
Is it really like the movie Blow, where he's walking, he has some suitcase in, and he's like, the way to get your mind off of this is you think of a fun party, an encounter, and so on. Do you remember that part or no? In the movie Blow with Johnny Depp.
Dude, yeah, I remember that part. But you're crossing one of the most secure borders in the world. So, are you pissing your pants? Hell yeah, it's tense.
What was your thought process as you were driving?
But you know what? I've been around a bunch of desmadre, como decir, because we're from, we're Hispanics and we're from, the borderland. So I've been in certain situations where you would think I would panic, but I haven't. So I guess you could say I was pretty well trained to expect the unexpected. And even when I got caught, they were asking me like, is everything all right? Or why aren't you're not shaking? You've been caught before? I was like, what are you guys talking about? Like, nah, man, we just caught you with a bunch of bricks. You're all right? I was like, yeah, I'm all right, bro. What's going to happen or what? Like, no, well, you're going to jail. I was like, I know that.
You knew that.
Yeah, of course.
You knew the risk.
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
reward.
you know the risk.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, to tell you a little story about that as well, some people don't get told. Some people get burned and they...
What does that mean, burned?
Well, they don't know that they're loaded in their truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so some people get lied to. Some people get, put in these situations where I kidnap him and I make you do something for me.
Yeah.
So in the little group that I was involved of, we weren't doing no shenanigans like that, but it's definitely
It's out there.
Yeah.
And when you got caught, was it a random inspection, quote unquote, or was it the dog, or what was it that gave you away?
The dog got me. The
dog got you.
The dog.
Pinche perro se sentó.
Fucking dog, man,
You're like,
motherfucker.
fuck.
And what was the first thing that went through your head when you saw the dog walking
Or
toward your vehicle?
It's pretty scary, man. I'm not gonna lie. Was I shitting my pants? Hell yeah. But I thought I was gonna make it because, like I've told you before, there's been other situations where, like, man, this should totally be going wrong here, and you just walk away. You're all like, what the just happened? Did that just happen? But yeah, it happened, bro. But unfortunately, it's only a matter of time till you get caught, bro. Because now that I know what you're doing, you're not in the illegal business, and you're a pretty smart business person, you and your brother. So tell me how many millionaire drug dealers you guys know that are,
Trying to buy
sipping
houses.
margaritas and buying houses and, mimosas, drinking mimosas. There's not a lot of them. They're either in the pin, they're either 6 feet under, or they're snitching and they got to get out of the country, or they got to get out of their hometown and they're on some protection program.
Witness
whatever.
protection
Yeah,
program
definitely,
out
yeah,
in
that's
fucking Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we've been around some guys who've gotten caught and we never see them again.
Yeah, like what happened to this person?
Yeah. I know a couple of names that I could be like, man, I remember they got caught and they never showed up to the hood no more. I'm here, and it took me a freaking decade to get here, but yeah, man, was it a life-changing experience? Definitely. Do I want to do it again? Hell no. We're not.
So when you get caught and they take you to the holding cell, I guess holding right there at the bridge, right? Are you already thinking in your head, fuck, I'm going to do some time?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. 'Cause
that's already in your thought process.
I was fortunate enough to know what was in the truck. I knew the players in the game, you know, and they're not here with us. I'm the last man standing. When I just got out, I ended up talking to one of their sisters, and they told me that they went at it over there in Juarez, and they're all dead. So, you know, in a way, prison saved my life. But when I got caught, yeah, bro, it was bad. It was bad because Homeland Security comes. So the Border Patrol and ICE, they
so then
apprehend you.
Everybody wants a piece of your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Federal,
Definitely that. I got offers to come out in 2 years. I got offers that they were, if I got arrested, if I made enough arrest, I would walk out of there that day.
But shit.
Yeah, bro. Them. I'm not gonna lie. There's only two people in the feds, bro. People who told and people who thought about telling, bro. Cause it's serious, man. When you're in front of the judge, bro, looking at that time.
So when you were looking at the time, how much? I know right now you said you got 10 to life.
Yes, sir.
And when you're looking at the time, what kind of time was the judge telling you he was going to give you?
At first, they came with an offer of 17 years. Before they tried to make me snitch, they
no
wanted me.
No lawyer, no agarraste lawyer.
I got a public defender, but like I said, if you pay Johnny Cochran $100,000,
still gonna get 10.
You're still gonna get the mandatory minimum. Johnny's only gonna get 10 for you. So, like I said, it's the only way for you to get under that mandatory minimum is for you to snitch or for you to give them more bricks.
And
yeah.
They take you to the county jail here in El Paso.
El Cemento.
How long were you there at the county jail?
I was at the fucking Cemento for about 3 months.
So you were there for 3 months awaiting sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Atlantic or straight downtown?
No. I went downtown first, and then my lawyer talked to me. I went to a preliminary. Yep, I went to one of those. And then my bond was, of course, denied because I was a flight risk.
Yeah.
And off I went to a place called Otero. It's a privately owned federal
the one right here going to
54,
Ruidoso?
Yeah.
Ruidoso?
It's in Chaparral.
Yeah.
Going up to 54.
Simon.
That's a federal holdover because the state can only house so many federal inmates at downtown. So they have a contract with somebody else. So now the feds come pick you up and they transfer you.
Like that was the blue jumpsuit.
Yes, sir.
How long were you at Otero for?
I was at Otero for about 15 months, bro.
So you were awaiting your sentence?
Awaiting my sentence.
Okay.
Wheeling and dealing, trying to get under that fucking mandatory minimum.
Trying to figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, of course.
But there's no way around it, currently.
Well, if, you know...
Unless you snitch.
Yeah, you got to snitch. But I'm assuming that people don't do their homework when they're crossing bricks. You know, they don't know how the seriousness of the federal judicial system. Like, of course, if I knew what I knew now, hell no, I ain't crossing no weed. I'll cross some weed, but I ain't crossing no bricks. Yeah, that fucking cost me 10 years of my life, bro.
Cost you 10 years.
Yeah, bro, it's serious.
And then, okay, so you go to sentencing, they tell you, hey, you're remanded to the federal prison system for the next 10 years of your life. How much time, when you went to the judge, how much time did they give you officially?
Officially, I got 20. The 2 10s, and he can stack them. So say you have a long criminal history, you will get
the 20.
You will get hanged.
The judge will fucking...
They will hang you.
But since this was your first offense...
Yes, sir. And if they could associate you with a cartel, or if you're a gang member or something, and it's on paper, and you can't get under that, oh yeah, the judges they frown upon that, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do 15 months at Otero, and then you get sentenced to your 20 years. Where do they send you?
I got 2 20s. They ran them concurrent, and I ended up at a medium at FCI Florence, Colorado.
But with credit from the Otero
Oh,
and
yeah,
the county?
yeah.
So that's -2, no? 'Cause
Since,
it's
since-
15
months already.
since day one, yeah. Since
Okay.
day one, you get credit.
And what's the first day in federal prison like?
Federal, yes.
Yeah, I was
Florida.
at no. Where I ended up at was a federal penitentiary. Right now, the story I'm about to tell you, it was a medium where I was at. It's called FCI Florence, Colorado. It's about 2 hours away from Denver. It's around Colorado Springs and Durango and Pueblo. I don't know if you guys are familiar
Yeah.
with the area.
Durango,
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yep. I was over there. Sweet spot. We had microwaves. We had washers and dryers. We had a vocational training there. We had soccer fields, basketball fields, weights. It was sweet. I ain't gonna lie. The environment there wasn't as aggressive as later on, where I'm about to tell you the stories at. But when I got there, of course, I am part of a group of individuals. I can't say their name or nothing, but me and my group. So when I ended up showing up there, I ended up, letting them know who I am. They want to see my paperwork.
De volada, hey,
Yeah,
put the
yeah. They want to see.
papers.
They want to see your paperwork. They give you 30 days to see your paperwork. You get a 15-day extension after that, because the courts or because your family don't answer, or because it's hard to get your paperwork in there, believe it or not. But and then they sell you up with one of ours. So we live with us, and then like the whites live with the whites, the blacks live with the blacks. But like, since I was unfortunately a part of a group, I have to live with either a Hispanic or a person from another group, because there is like what. You could say solo people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's solo people there. There's Christians there and shit like that. So they house with whites and blacks. We don't house with whites and blacks. We have to go to the yard. We work out. We try to stick together. We try to,
Food? What was the food like?
The food was actually pretty shitty, bro. You would think because you're in the feds, it's pretty good. Nah, it's not that good, bro. It's not that good.
¿Qué es? Puro pinche slop? Baby vomit?
So actually, for lunch, for the past 10 years, I can tell you my menu. On Mondays, it's either hot dogs, pizza, or spaghetti. On Tuesdays, it's chicken patty Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, it's hamburger Wednesdays. On Thursdays, it's chicken, fried or baked. And on Friday, it's fish Friday.
Fish Friday.
Saturday, Sunday?
It's a throw up, whatever leftovers they got, and they'll throw it on a plate, heat it up, give it to you.
Okay.
Órale.
Now,
Damn, dude.
the stigma or the stories you hear out there, that the first day in the pen you gotta fight, the first day in the pen you gotta let them know who you are. Is that true? Did you get there and start just putting your shit down and start throwing blows, or is that just more in the movie type deal?
I think people who hear those stories are either idiots or snitches. Because, like I told you, just like I got here, why would I get here, or why would I get to a certain place and just start throwing, blows?
Yeah.
It doesn't go down like that. It's not like the movies. But is there violence?
But do you get approached, though?
Yeah, of course. When you hit the yard, bro, either another race comes to hit you up, or a Hispanic come hit you up, and from right then and there, you let them know what you are or what you're doing, and then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, well, your homeboys are over there," or "Oh, you go over here," or if they don't say nothing, yeah, then that's kind of a bad.
Now, during this time, you're still 21, 22?
25 at the time.
Oh, you were already 25.
Yeah, because remember I did 2
23?
years trying to get sentenced.
25.
Yeah,
I was
so you're
25.
already an adult. Well, I mean,
Well,
you're
you're
technically
still-
an adult at 18, right? But you're
Yeah.
already, ya estás peludito. You get there and it's like, wait, I'm pretty sure it's like a shock.
Yeah, it is, bro.
Showing up,
Definitely.
seeing all the
It's just the tattoos
cells,
on the face, and the dude's working out, and the CO's fucking tripping. Yeah, bro.
let him
it's
let
hard.
out?
Yeah, there's some. Not only is there some other very big men in prison, but the security in there. There's some big ass fucking guards in there, bro. Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
So they gotta be ready too. So them fools ain't playing. So unfortunately, you have to have that certain,
Killer instinct.
aspect of how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
So if I just carry myself like an idiot, of course they're gonna treat me like an idiot. But if I come in, and and I stick to myself, and I know what I got to do, and I act the way I'm supposed to act, which is like a career criminal that I am. Unfortunately, you know, you gain respect like that. Motherfuckers are gonna respect you, but if they don't, then you go get it, and that's where we come into where you gotta fight.
Yeah.
So like if somebody cuts in front of you, or like at the chow hall, or if you're watching TV and they change it, or just, you know, if they go into your cell without permission, they have to knock. You know, those are automatic grounds to like, hey, I want to see you. I want to see your ass in the cell. Let's go. We don't fight like in the day room or on the yard or nothing. Like when me and you get at it, we're men. We go into the cell, and if I knock you down, you get up. If you knock me down, I get up, and we go until we shake each other's hands until there's a winner. And what happens in the cell stays in the cell.
Mm-hmm. How many of these cell encounters you think you had,
bro? Unfortunately, I like to fight, so I like to try other people too, and other people have been doing time. So
Jerry.
man, I be getting in trouble in there, bro. But I could say like on a good year, twice a year. On a bad year, like 5 fights a year.
5 fights a year.
Hey,
boom, boom,
shoe
boom.
program.
I never actually had the privilege to stab anybody in prison, but yeah, if you stab, if you do some really violent shit, you will go to the smooth. The smooth is a whole different animal as well. It's where the fuck ups go of the system.
SMU or
the shoe small, I don't even SHU or something. Like
special housing unit, something like that.
Some
So,
shit. Yeah.
real quick, what does checking paper mean? Like that they check your papers?
Checking paperwork means they want to see your docket sheet. They want to see your transcripts from court.
Just to make sure you're not a
snitch.
A snitch or a child molester,
you know
things like that.
In every courthouse, there's usually a female on a typewriter typing. Those are your transcripts. And they're not going to, edit or delete anything. Themselves.
You can read everything that happened.
You're supposed to, but when you start telling, the feds will go in there and they'll black out.
They'll redact.
Exactly.
So if you see someone's paperwork that's redacted, it means that person has told, that person has said something that usually wasn't necessarily
7 times out of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because other people can be on my case and other people can tell on me, but I didn't tell. So when I get my paperwork, their comments and their cooperation will be.
So someone's sitting there reading all these comments, like line by line. Okay,
yes,
to see how you handled yourself in court. If you're a crybaby, or si estás
well, usually we really don't give a fuck about that. As long as you're not a snitch, bro, and you got the right amount of time, that's usually what we're looking for, bro.
Yeah. What about like those people that have committed crimes against minors? Is that something that is not taken lightly whatsoever?
That's not tolerated. Where we were at, it was not only was the medium.
This is still Colorado, or you're somewhere else?
No. We're still in Colorado.
Okay.
It's a gang member yard. There's no chomos allowed. And where I went to the penitentiary in Florida as well, it's a gang member yard, and there's no chomos allowed. There's no snitches allowed. Of course, people slip through the cracks. We're not perfect. And but we try our best to we don't condone none of that. We're trying to, I guess you could say, eradicate that out of the system. But them dudes they're out there, bro. There's a lot of them fucking faggots too.
Now, what is some of the most traumatic things that you saw in there that you say, I weigh that shit?
Well, actually,
because you're saying, I mean, you like fighting. You're a hard dude, right?
I wouldn't say that I'm hard or gangster. Or nothing,
no, but like you said right now, I'm a career criminal. So your level of tolerance for certain things might be your threshold might be a little bit higher than maybe your average Joe that's never seen a fist fight in person. Because like personally, when you hear a fist fight in person, you hear the knuckles punch a face.
Yeah, bro.
Like it's surreal. It's not like you're like, oh shit, is that really happening?
Yeah.
So
bro.
what is some of the most traumatic event that you saw in there, or some of them? Of course, without names or anything like that,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is some of the most traumatic thing you saw?
At the medium, I'm gonna tell you, I lasted there about 17 months. I had a job. I worked in the kitchen. I threw the trash and I served trays and I did a bunch of bullshit in there, just to eat good and not to ask my people for money, because money runs out. I don't care how much money you have, over a long period of time with you not having a good income, that shit's gonna run out, bro. So I ended up getting a job in the kitchen. I started stealing items out of the kitchen just so I could support, myself and,
Yeah.
I don't have any habits or nothing. Like I don't shoot up or I don't do meth or, all that bullshit that's in there. I drink sometimes. I make my own wine. But one of the most dramatic shits that happened to me at the medium was me and my friends. There was 8 of us, including myself. So there's 7 of us plus me. We ended up getting in a little riot on the yard because one of my friends broke somebody else's jaw, and I guess his people didn't like that. So there was like this no hands policy there, and in between, groups against groups. So we can avoid conflicts like that. Well, one of my friends, I don't know what happened. He hit this dude. The dude's jaw breaks. So they lock us down. The next morning they pop the doors, and those guys come and approach us, and they tell us, "Hey, man, we want to see you guys on the yard and stuff like that."
Was it another group of Mexicans?
Yeah,
Was
another group of Mexicans.
Okay.
So, of course, you already know there's tension. And, people are grouping up. And you could see, the whispers and stuff like that. You could tell when something's going to go on. So, we went out to the yard. And they told us that they didn't want us there and a bunch of bullshit. So, we're like, man, we ain't fucking leaving. What's up? And we all went at it on the yard. It was like a 40-on-8. We got jumped. Mm-hmm. We got jumped.
Because you guys were outnumbered at this particular...
Yeah, we were definitely outnumbered. Yeah.
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 So that...
Pa llevar pa todos, vámonos.
Yeah, you just have to, stay on your feet, man. Throw some kicks, fucking throw some dirt in some eyes or something. Do what you got to do, bro. Just
And then
keep moving, bro.
Then the COs came.
The COs came, sprayed the shit out of us, fool, tackled us, fucking zip tied us, and
Órale, putos, pa arriba.
to the fucking shoe, bro. We all went to the shoe, and then I ended up getting shipped. My custody level points because of that altercation shot up, and I ended up at a penitentiary. It's called USP Coleman No. 1 in Central Florida, which is also a gang member yard. Mm-hmm. And over there is where I ended up doing 6 years there.
So when you say gang member yard, like, let's say somebody goes to prison for, I don't know, wire fraud. He goes to the same yard you would go? Or
No.
he would go to a wire fraud prison? Like
No,
a white-collar crime, criminal... I mean, they're all
So
crimes.
there's
but-
camps, there's lows, there's mediums, and then there's penitentiaries. And if I'm not mistaken, there's only 13 penitentiaries in the federal.
And you were in one of them for 6 years?
Yes,
So
sir.
Pen is like...
Yeah, that's the big house. Yeah, everybody says that. Oh, yeah, I was locked up. I was at the pen. Nah, they weren't. They're at some fucking low, at La Tuna, or at fucking. They're at a medium, like at
No te
Phoenix,
tocó La
Black
Tuna?
Canyon. Hell no, that's a low. I can't go there.
So La Tuna, in comparison to where you were at, is just something a little bit more.
This is like
basic.
daycare.
Just low risk.
It's like daycare.
Yeah, it's like daycare. Boo. They chill and they walk around with their shower shoes over there and stuff like that, which is good because. I haven't met anybody who wants to do hard time, bro. Nobody wants to do hard time.
But you had to do this hard time.
Unfortunately, I put my dumb ass in those positions. So,
Okay. What do you think are some things that you missed out on being locked up for such a long time? That right now at 33, you're saying, okay, now it's time to start this, or now it's time to see this. Seeing all the people that you used to hang out with and seeing what they did throughout that time, what do you think are some of the top 3 things that you missed out on?
I definitely got to tell you that. But I do remember a story about the pen where I felt and I saw the aggressiveness. So one morning, real quick story. Mm-hmm. One morning, we go to chow. They usually pop the doors at 6. We go to chow at 6:20. So we're in the chow hall eating with the Hispanics. You sit down with your homeboys. And while we're eating, the whites sit to our right. And I guess some white guy did something to some other white guy. And one white guy got up, walked around the table, and started stabbing this dude on the neck. And when I heard, because these knives that we make, they're not real knives, bro. So, it's kind of hard to, stick somebody. But when I heard the popping of skin and when that dude was getting hit in the neck, I just like stopped. Like the cereal almost fell out of my mouth, and I looked over and this dude was getting it in the neck. That other dude just hit him like 8 times through the shank and just walked out of the chow. And that dude stayed there.
Did he survive?
Yeah, he did survive.
And the policy is whatever's happening, none of my business. I stay out of it.
You don't hear shit. You don't see shit. You don't say shit. You just we just kept eating. We looked and we saw that the threat wasn't a part of us or it had nothing to do with us, and you just
But that's something that had to been authorized amongst them. No?
Yeah. They got their own. They all got their own policies and
delegates.
Their own politics, of course, prison politics, and they had to do whatever they had to do.
But what if it was a white to a Mexican? Then it'll be like, whoa.
We all got to get up.
Okay.
We all got to get up. Or if he even approaches our table, we're already trying to get up. So you cannot come and approach our table.
So once you see that threat coming, you're
like the
already...
blacks cannot approach the Hispanic tables. The Hispanic cannot approach the Native American tables, and stuff like that.
Keeping the peace.
Yeah,
now,
of course.
If it's 2 separate Mexican cliques and it's one big white clique, does the white clique, do the 2 Mexican cliques click up together against the white clique?
Yes.
Even if they're at conflict?
Like Sureño, no? Norteño,
Yeah.
Like
there is we have a treaty amongst us Hispanics that if it's a race riot, we all go.
All the Hispanics
All of us.
against
So if we fight the blacks,
races.
we're all fighting the blacks. If we fight the whites, we're all fighting the whites.
Okay.
And they have the same that they have. I'm assuming they have the same that. I haven't touched politics with them, but I'm assuming they have some type of coalition in between them that if they go at it with another car, they all go.
Okay.
Damn.
Cool.
What about culture shock? I mean, I'm sure when you went in, the iPhone, si te tocaron smartphones?
Hell no,
you
they
still
ain't
had
phone
flip
in
phones
there,
when you went in,
Yeah.
and when you got out, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, definitely. So
Culture shock. Culture shock. What got you the most?
The question that you asked me right now. So when I went in, it was the iPhone 5, and I think the Fire Kindle came out. It was the hot shit that you could read a book on some fucking tablet or whatever. And now I just went to the gas station, and you don't give the money to the clerk no more. You have to fucking put it in some machine, and then it pays you. I was like, what the fuck?
Fucking, hey, Walmart has those too.
Yeah, I was tripping out.
I mean, it's just a different world from when you went in to now, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we think about it, and it's like, fuck,
2013.
2013. That's, if you think, I was meeting my wife in 2013.
Did you still start your business or no? Not yet.
No, not yet. I was still working at Sprint, and I had just graduated college.
Yeah.
In 2013 is when I graduated. But I mean, fast forward 10 years. What was the biggest difference that you saw in the world, just in general, that kind of took you like, hey, wait, how am I going to adapt? Have you ever had that moment? How am I going to adapt?
I think tattoos and homosexuality, like the LGBT shit, that's more mainstream now. It's more socially appropriate. When I went in, it was kind of frowned upon. Like, you couldn't go to the army and go in the army with tattoos, if I'm not mistaken, right? They had to be...
I'm
covered.
I'm not
they
entirely
had to
sure.
be covered. Now, them fools are all blasted up, and then we have a bunch of fucking weird people walking around saying that they're a different gender. So, and that's the it thing now. When I got out, it was definitely the Uber. When I got out of prison, so there was some guy who was like, "Hey man, hey, I'm your ride." And I'm looking at him, and he's in plain clothes in a normal car. And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm waiting for a taxi, right? So I ignore him. Like I'm antisocial, bro. I don't want to fucking talk to nobody I don't know. Or if I don't have to talk to you, I won't fucking talk to you. Fuck off. So this guy's waving me. I was like, "Man, what's up, bro? What do you want?" And then he's all like, You're Gerardo Torres? I was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm Gerardo Torres. You just got out of prison. You just saw me." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm your Uber." And I was like, "What?"
But who set that up?
The prison.
Oh, the prison.
Yeah, the prison gets you an Uber.
You were expecting a limo or what?
No, definitely not. I wish. That would have been nice. Te
hemos mandado una.
Yeah, you guys should have picked me up in the 2028 Mustang or something,
Yeah.
But nah. So when the Uber picked me up, I was like, "What the fuck?"
So the prison sets that up.
Oh yeah, the prison sets you up. They give you a little bit of money for your meals and everything, and then they drove me to Orlando International Airport, which is lovely. I don't know if you guys been to Orlando International,
Negative.
but I was there for about 6 hours. From there, I went to Dallas. From Dallas, I came home to Chuco for the first time in 10 years.
Nice.
What'd you eat?
What's the first thing
you ate when
got
you
out?
went in? But now when you got out, what was the first thing you ate?
I had my father's mother, which is my grandma, make me enchiladas verdes de pollo con arroz y frijoles charros.
Boom.
Damn.
That was the first homecoming meal.
Definitely, because I'm used to honey buns and ramen soups.
Sí.
Yeah.
Y luego en el airport no agarras Burger King or Chick-fil-A.
I tried to, but I didn't. I had this card. They give you this card. They don't give you cash.
Órale.
So I had to set up the card. I don't have a phone. Like you can't. I have to ask people for a phone card or something.
Yeah.
So I was still trying to keep to myself. And now that I've been out a couple of weeks, I got a job and I'm more social. But when I got out, oh yeah, I was tripping, bro. I didn't want to talk to no
What are the
shit.
things that you're gonna do to avoid going back if you had to send a message to? Because this podcast is about positivity. It's about people learning from other people's experiences and personal growth, things like that. So, as someone who's been, as they say, rock bottom.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What's advice that you have for the kids out there that probably are in the same shoes that you were in 10 years ago, for them to avoid it? If you can speak to them and they can get one message from you today, what would that message be?
10 years ago, I was 22.
Yeah, just stay in school and stay out of trouble, because the grass ain't greener on the other side. Yeah, you want to make fast money, and the girls and the trucks and the drugs is there. I ain't gonna lie, putas and perico, that was the thing back then. Now that I got out, man, I'm not gonna lie, I want a family. I think you texted me the other day you were with your family cooking,
Yeah,
and
we
I
were
put some
texting.
sad faces that I'm trying to get that too. Of course, I have nothing to offer right now, but do I feel like I am a diamond that I was built under pressure? Definitely,
Yeah.
bro, definitely. And will I get involved in organized crime again, or drug smuggling, or money laundering, or all the good stuff? No,
Absolutely fucking not.
way, bro.
Absolutely not.
Shit, they're watching me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're tripping right now. I'm on probation, but I don't owe them shit. And I even tell my PO, like, if I want to go out, I'm going to go out. If I want to go watch the game, like some America and Bravos and Juarez, I'm going to go watch that shit. If I want to go to the El Paso Chihuahuas game, I'm going to go watch it. If I'm going to go drink a beer, I'm going to do what I got to do.
Okay.
So it's not worth it being cool. It's not worth it. It's not.
Not in the long run,
No
bro.
rush, no nothing.
No te dura el gusto, güey.
No.
It don't last, bro. It don't last. Longevity-wise, you're either going to get killed, end up in the pen, or you're going to be a snitch.
There's no retired drug
There is
dealers.
no 401k in fucking drug dealing, bro. You're not gonna have a couple of million in your backyard under your dog's house. Yeah, that shit. That's the American
happening.
gangster shit. Yeah. That shit's the feds and the law enforcement now are so advanced, bro, that you'll be surprised, bro. You'll definitely be surprised.
Well,
Yeah.
Jerry, this was a really, really nice time
bro.
talking to you, man.
Appreciate it. Nice
Hopefully,
talking
we
to
can
you.
do it a lot more in the future, so we can get maybe more into depth about your story. But I think it's a
Definitely,
story
yeah.
that a lot of people that are watching and that are going to be watching this podcast are going to be like, oh wow, this is different. This
Yeah,
is different.
definitely. And if we could touch on the topic and it's socially appropriate and not illegal, yeah, we could do that too, bro.
Awesome. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you
I
very
appreciate
much,
that.
Julio. Anything
Appreciate
else?
that.
No, nomás, nice seeing you again. When I first
Yeah,
saw you, I was like, damn, Jerry, what's up?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, wait, estás bien inflado. I'm like, pues sí,
Yeah,
güey.
you guys need to work out, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
We will. All right.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.